Greetings! When I was making this video, I had no idea that I was going to realize just how powerful the stuff I was doing is. It's so amazing, and you'll see this in the video itself, that I think this is the video. There's another video I made today as well that also does this. But these are life-changing videos for chess players. If you're watching this video, basically after this video, you're going to be looking at other people's, advice, training, whatever you want to call it, in a different light. Now, there's a lot of guys who make some great stuff, and they do great jobs of explaining. I'm not telling you that they're not good, because they are. But you need to have a variety of influences, and you're going to decide what's the best for you. But the question that comes up is, why am I the only one that teaches you how to get the superpower of chess? I don't know. So it's one of those things that, watch this video. If you don't know what the superpower of chess is, it will become fairly obvious to you. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later, and check out my other videos. Okay, let's get started here. What is going on? I see an idea already. I don't know if it's good. Let me think. Well, what comes to my mind when I see this is this king is oddly placed. So what can we do about it? Well, that would be nasty. The king is oddly placed. I have an idea already of what to do. It's not easy. Man, I'd say pause the video, give yourself 2 to 5 minutes, and see if you can figure this out. And I'll be back with the answer in 3, 2, 1. The king is oddly placed. And what that means is we need to do something out of the ordinary. The first move I looked at was really knight to h4 check. However, the idea was to be able to play bishop to h5 check. But if I knight check him, he's going to go here to f7. Bishop check doesn't do anything, because he would just take it, queen checks, and then king goes to g8, and he's basically safe. So that's not it. That's not the right thing. It's too slow. It requires too many moves. So the question is, we need to be more violent. I did look at this move, knight takes check here, to accelerate the process of bishop to h5. But again, that doesn't really work, because he's got 2 defenders and I only have 2 attackers. So this more violent version of knight takes here isn't the right answer. However, there is one other violent answer, and this is it. Now we've decoyed. When we take this pawn with check, we decoy him. And if he plays king takes, this is checkmate. And this is the visualization that I had to make. King takes is met with checkmate. It's amazing. Look at this. King is here, blocked, blocked. Knight would block this, blocked, blocked by the king, blocked, blocked, blocked. So he cannot play king takes pawn. That's knight h4 is checkmate. So the only way to take, if he doesn't take it, if he moves back, I'm just going to take the bishop for a pawn. So here, now we've decoyed him to the square, and this bishop here is loose. When I take the pawn with check and the bishop recaptures, it becomes semi-loose. Semi-loose means it's protected by one other item, and if you can drive that piece away, then it's crushing. Yeah, and bishop checks is no good. He would just play bishop to g6. So the oddness of this king's precarious post is what made me think I need to go and be vicious. Well, what's he trying to do to me? He's really threatening very little here. But we have an idea. There's really the only threat he can really generate is if his king, a threat against my king is getting king to h6 and threatening a checkmate. Okay, that's not happening. So I'm thinking what we need to do is capitalize on these three, which will be passed pawns at the moment. At the moment we have one passed pawn. This, f4 just loses, but we get this bishop out of trouble. Bishop takes pawn, and now we're threatening to play simply d2, d1, and d3, d2, and d1. So he can't check us. If he checks us, we just play king takes pawn. All right. I'm just going to queen this. What are you going to do, Bobby Fischer? It's too late now. He had to get behind the passed pawn. This is the Nimzowitsch rule. Rooks belong behind passed pawns. The problem is there's more than one of them. That's the problem. So it doesn't matter, but temporarily he had a chance to play rook to d7 to really stop the pawn. Yes, I have to take it, otherwise he queens with check. So it's very simple. And what makes this problem simple is that you have to identify the threats of white and the threats of black and see which threats are actually bigger. Who can make the biggest threat is how you're going to win this game. And the answer was simple. We're going to queen this pawn. Best case scenario, his rook will stop the pawn. This king was badly out of play. We come forward here, and like I said, the last chance to stop this pawn from going to d2 is rook d7. But I'm just going to play c4 and then c3 and then d2 anyway. It doesn't matter. Magnus Carlsen and a room full of grandmasters cannot stop me. Okay. Well, this is very interesting. And why is this interesting? There's a window of opportunity. We're rook down. So the thing is, can we exploit this pawn to queen in spite of being a rook down? The answer is maybe. And if we can, it's going to boil down to this. Queen takes queen, king takes queen. And then we got to count this f5. This is the move that seals the rook inside of the prison. Okay? So queen takes queen. This is how you win games with visualization. Queen takes queen, king takes queen. f5. If we push the pawn, he plays f5. The rook is free. We're dead lost. So we have to play f5 to seal the rook in the tomb. Doesn't work. Queen takes queen, king takes queen, f5. He's going to have to play. This king is really inconvenienced. He's going to have to play g4 might be decent. a3. Yeah, he can play pawn takes pawn. a2. See, the problem is every time he makes a move, I just push the pawn. So this looks like this is winning. I use tournament face in tournaments. It's like, okay, queen takes queen, king takes queen. f5, and you have to understand that this seals the rook inside of the tomb. All right? The only way out is to play g4 at some point. So let's play g4, a3. Rook to h3, a2. He doesn't make it. You see, this is not making it. He can't get out. This is winning. But you have to see this idea that his rook is sealed in the pharaoh's tomb. and he can't make it. His king was too slow. Outstanding. This is how I won tournament games, with visualization. It doesn't get any more plain than that. You're a rook down, and this position is a forced win for black. Man, if this doesn't prove to you that what I'm doing is teaching you a superpower, I don't know what else I could do. This is just devastation. This is when someone sees this, it's like, I don't know what you've been doing up to this point of learning how to improve your chess. This encapsulates my whole idea with my dad's rules perfectly. This is all visualization. This is an acquired superpower. I have it. You can get it. All you have to do is just watch my videos. It speaks for itself. Can't make it, brother. Boom. Okay, what is he doing? What did he take something? Took a pawn? Well, you know, my dad had a killer rule, don't be fancy. This doesn't look that bad, though. It looks like it's pretty good. All right. Let's see. Can we do anything about that, is the question. Well, I think the obvious answer, here's the brute force technique. The most blatant move would be rook takes bishop, queen takes, and really that's enough to show you cannot, there's no combination with rook takes bishop because everything is covered. Bishop takes knight is also flawed. Queen takes bishop. And again, this is not a problem. The main thing you have here, you have to understand, what do I have as an asset? Okay, now bishop and queen battery on f7 is an asset. Right now, this position doesn't support this being that devastating. Your main asset that you have is rook pinning the bishop. So you get one move to exploit this, and you get one move only. So the move to exploit this, clearly I cannot play this, pawn takes queen. I can't play this, bishop takes queen. I can play this, I can't play this, this is stupid, knight takes queen. There's nothing wrong with mentally looking at the stupid moves and go, oh, that's stupid. Okay, that's fine. But you got to move along from that. We have to exploit the pin it and win it. Now, what can he do? He's got few choices. He can move the bishop away, rook takes queen. Like bishop could go to b6, for example. Rook takes queen, and either bishop takes or rook takes. He loses queen for a rook. If he doesn't do that, if he moves, he can play bishop takes pawn check, and then we can just play bishop takes bishop. He doesn't have, I mean, my rook here is defended by another rook. So even though it's, quote, semi-loose, it's well protected. Okay. So queen to c4, what can you do? Does he have a counter threat? Queen to c8, queen takes bishop. We're not threatening... We're threatening two things. We're threatening queen takes bishop and rook takes bishop. So attacking the queen doesn't do any good. We're just going to take the bishop with the queen. e3, queen takes bishop again. Just a devastating move. I'm convinced he's got nothing. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. That's the other move, you know, that does nothing. Now, let's not be hasty. Let's not be hasty. Queen takes. I like queen takes. The why I like queen takes is because we do have a rook takes a3 idea coming. All right? That's fine. It's going to cost you. Queen takes threatens his queen. He's got to deal with that. And he wants to trade queens. Good. We're a piece up. We're going to win this endgame. Okay? So queen takes here. Rook takes is inferior. He can just go ahead and play rook takes. Now he's attacking our bishop. And he's attacking this pawn. You know, he's getting some kind of minuscule compensation. I prefer zero compensation. That's my favorite kind of compensation. Queen takes bishop. You're dead lost. You can take this pawn, and it's like, so what? It doesn't matter. Take this pawn. I play bishop to b1. I'm going to take this pawn. Okay. Or he could play rook takes a3, bishop takes f6. And if he wants to play rook takes bishop, then we can just move this bishop out of the way. You know, bishop to e7 might be useful with bishop to c5. There's many things we can do here, all of which are winning. We're just a piece up in a fairly open endgame, and we got bishops. You're in trouble, son. Well, what are we doing? Ooh, okay. What are we doing here? We're just winning a bishop. Okay, now here's the deal. Let's look at the situation. 2 rooks and a knight, 2 rooks, a knight, and a bishop. He's a bishop ahead. He's threatening to queen this. Not really much of a threat. We'll just take it. However, what if we just do this? Rook checks. What are you going to do, Bobby Fischer? Well, the thing is, he's going to have to play king to a4. We can play, potentially, rook takes bishop, check. King will go to the b file, b4 or b3, and then we can go back and check him and just win this pawn. Or we can just take it with the knight. So this looks really good. We're taking this bishop back. His position is still kind of inferior, and we're going to take this pawn as well. He'll still be a pawn ahead, so maybe we want to checkmate this guy. Well, I mean, there's no maybe about it. I want to checkmate him, but can I checkmate him is the question. Actually, there's another. Oh my God, this is fantastic. Okay, I've got the whole sequence planned out, and it's not. This is hard. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's hard. So pause the video. I've got 1 minute and 30 on my clock that it's been taking me, but so I got it in less than that. But it's probably 5 minutes, but take however much time you want. Pause the video, see if you can figure this out. Do not feel bad if you don't get it. This is not obvious. Again, this is another outstanding example of what the superpower of visualization will do for you, and you'll never forget it. And I'll be back in 3, 2, 1. I believe I have found a forced checkmate. The answer goes like this. Rook takes bishop, check. Outstanding. Look what happens. We have a fence rook. We have this other fence rook. We also have a knight. And so this pawn guards b6. This knight guards b5. This rook guards b4 and also the entire 4th line. So the rook, the knight, and the pawn created an artificial rook. And this is the key. This is a ladder checkmate with an artificial rook that does not exist. With rook takes bishop, check. He has to take the rook. King takes. He can resign. That's the only other choice. King takes rook, and then rook to a4. Look at the checkmate. And the key thing is, when you see it on the board, you're going, oh, that's a good checkmate. The difference is, I was looking and looking, and I saw it here. Visualization. Today's problems is just unbelievable. I couldn't have asked for better problems than this. Are you ready? Outstanding. And this is a checkmate. Notice the rook X-ray guards the a7 pawn. The pawn guards b6. The knight guards b5. It's a checkmate. Fatality. This is the superpower that I teach. I'm the only one that teaches this superpower. Why is that? You can go look at every other chess person on YouTube. Not a single one of them teaches the superpower of visualization. Speaks for itself, I think. This is life-changing for your chess game. Once you watch this episode,